Lady Azizat Lawal, please come on board and take your session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet after her to continue.
Yeah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Please give me a few minutes. Let me join with my laptop. Good morning, everyone. Please kindly confirm you can hear me. Hello, can anyone hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you,
madam,
but
we can hear
we
you.
can hear you, but we cannot
Yes,
see
we
the
can hear
screen.
you.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Okay,
we
yeah.
can.
Email analysis.
We
Yes.
can
Good
see the
morning,
screen.
everyone, once again.
You are welcome on board.
Welcome to the email analysis class. So I'm Azizat
We can hear
Lawal.
you.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's know a bit about me. I'm Azizat Lawal. I'm a graduate of cybersecurity from the First Technical University, Ibadan. I'm a dedicated security analyst, which is SOC analyst, and I have experience in monitoring and investigating security tests. So, in summary, my expertise lies in threats and malware analysis. So, when I'm not monitoring or investigating alerts, you'll find me running my business, which aims to provide affordable and accessible fashion options. So, for today's agenda, we'll be discussing tools and techniques for effective email analysis and threats and how to detect threats in email. So, we'll talk about why email analysis matters, the common email threats, and analysis techniques. So, please let's make the class interactive and feel free to ask questions. Thank you. So, what is email analysis? Email analysis is the process of examining both the content and metadata of emails just to identify potential security threats like phishing, malware, and any other spoofed messages in the email. So basically, email analysis is like being a detective for emails. It is the process of carefully examining emails to determine whether they are malicious or not. So think of it like you receiving a package from an unknown person. You have to check the package well before you open it. You never can tell. Maybe there's like a bomb in it. So you just have to like touch the package, the parcel you receive, check it very well. Is it something I can open? If it is not something you can open, just abandon it or throw it away from your house. That's the same thing as email too. You want to check and make sure the email is safe before you click on any link in the email. Email analysis helps people and organizations from cyber threats, and also it helps to detect and stop threats and also malicious URL in an email. So, why email analysis? Why is it important? Why should we analyze email before we move forward, or why should we analyze email before we click on any link into email? Email is a common attack vector for cyber threats, and analyzing it is very important to identify and mitigate security threats. So before we click on any link in our email, you have to analyze it first to prevent yourself from data breaches, financial losses, and also prevent putting your organization in damage. So here are the steps to, or here are why we have to analyze our email. Reason why email analysis matters. It helps to detect threats. Identifying malicious email can allow you to detect malware or any phishing URL in your email. It prevents attacks. Analyzing email can actually stop and also can actually stop a threat before they cause harm to your system and your organization. And also, it helps to reduce security risk. Analyzing email will minimize the risk of data breaches, financial losses and putting your organization reputational damage. So in short, analyzing email is very, very important, and it is like having a security guard for your inbox. So basically, it helps to keep you and your organization safe from cyber threats. So here are like the common email threats. Email threats can actually have a serious consequences, which include, like I said earlier, data breaches, financial losses, and reputational damage to your organization and even to you personally. Because clicking it, like Dr. just said earlier, that he once experienced a ransomware attack when he was able to access his laptop, but the laptop was kind of like useless to him. That's like reputational damage to him, like a whole security person. What happened? Critic threat. There is phishing. Phishing is like when an attacker tries to trick you into giving away your personal information, like password, credit card. Spam is an unsolicited email and sometimes can contain malicious links or any attachments or something like a ransomware link as well. Um, we have business email compromise. Business email compromise try to like attackers try to target business through email spoofing. And while targeting this, they pretend to be someone very important, like a boss or suppliers, because they know that most people that are doing business have a lot of money. So attackers target them a lot. So if you are into business and your business is like a digital based business, try as much as possible to perform analysis on your email before you move forward with any link or before clicking any link in your email, so as to not fall a phishing scam. So email analysis techniques. There are various techniques that can be used to identify and mitigate email threats. So these are like the techniques you can, these are the things you need to focus on. And while analyzing your email header, analyzing your email header is very, very important because email header has a lot of information. Look at the header information to see if it is really from who it says it is from. Content analysis is also important. Like, look at the content one by one. While doing your content analysis, that is where you can realize that, okay, there is a grammatical error in this thing. And most malicious email has grammatical errors. So you have to be careful while analyzing the content, while doing the content analysis. Also, attachment analysis is very, very important. Let me say it's like the number one thing after header analysis. So go through your content. If there is any attachment in your email, copy the attachment to any available sandbox, analyze it very well. You can actually analyze with more than one sandbox so that you can be sure that, okay, this attachment is actually from an authorized person. It is not a malicious attachment. And analyze the behavioral analysis, do the behavioral analysis too. Behavioral analysis is like just try to get the tone of the email. Is it kind of like sounding urgent? If it is urgent, most malicious email are kind of like very urgent. They sound urgent, like click this thing before the end of the day. If not, you won't have access to your gift box again, that kind of thing. Just focus on the behavioral analysis. So that is also very important. So there are some, like I mentioned earlier, email header analysis is very, very important. So let's use this email as an example. The mail Dr. Jen sent, was it yesterday or something? But I just want us to use something, this particular email. You can go to it, then click on these three dots. Can you still see my screen? I'm not speaking to myself. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you. We can see the screen, but
Yes, we can hear you.
Board.
Okay, so please go to your email, then these three dots, click on it, then scroll down, click on show original. So this original message is where you perform your analysis, like where you do your behavioral and content analysis before you even copy it to any sandbox, because most of the time you never can tell. It is better to do your own behavioral analysis first before you copy it to the sandbox. So here are the important details to focus on in header analysis: the from, the to, the subject, because there are times that, okay, this kind of subject and from can give you clue that this email is not actually coming from the authorized person. For an example, the subject might be like, okay, and unusual sign-in activities on your Microsoft account. Meanwhile, the from is coming from Dr. John. So you have to like think that drjohn@gmail.com. If this thing is actually coming from Microsoft, the from supposed to be like, okay, john@microsoft.com. So that will give you click that no, this thing is not, is kind of like spoof and malicious. Also, you should focus on return path. Return path is where the email bounce back to, just in case you are unable to receive it. So if the return path is not the same as the from, just know that something is wrong with the email. Like this one now, the from and the return path. This is the from, this is the return path. They are the same. There are times that in big organization it might not be the same, but you still see the Microsoft.com. Let's say, for example, the email is from HR department Microsoft. The return part might be like, okay, HR department. It might be from IT department Microsoft, but you still know that it is still same Microsoft. Do you get? And also this this reply to is also important. Where is the reply to here? Check the reply to, check the date, and also be sure if the message is actually you are the intended receiver, or it's just like a mistake, server mistake, that the email bounced to your email instead of someone else. So these are like the things you have to like focus on. And in the email, these are the content. This is what Dr. J sent to us, and there is like a link here. So copy the link to a sandbox. We are still coming back to it. So back to our slide.
The email address for replies.
The email analysis. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, please give me a minute. So sorry about that. I needed to like attend to something important, very urgent. I really apologize for that. So let's talk about the email analysis tools. We have different tools that you can use for your email analysis. And these analyses are very important for this analytics tool can actually help you and your organization to detect and respond to malicious email. So it is advisable to use more than one tools while performing your analysis, just for you to get accurate results. And this tool will not like necessarily show you that this email is a phishing email or the email is malicious. But one thing you have to be rest assured is that the tools will definitely provide information, like a whole lot of information that is going to be helpful to you to derive to a conclusion. So we have MX2 box. MX2 box provide detailed analysis of email server, domain checks, and IP blacklisting. There is Virus Total. Virus Total is a tool you can use to analyze files and URL just for you to be sure if the URL in your email is malicious or not. Abuse IBDP is another tools you can use to check the IP reputation. You can use the IP, like if you are unsure of where the email is coming from, go back to your email, copy the IP address, paste it on the Abuse IPDP. The Abuse IPDP will show you the reputation of the email, if the IP address has been reported before or not. So if the IP address has been reported, you just rest assured that no, this is not what you want to go for. Then abort the mission of you clicking on any link in the email. Our email tracer helps to trace the email origin and analyze the header. But like I showed you earlier, you can also analyze it yourself without using any sandbox. So let's go on how to use tool. Fish tool is a simple solution to use for quick malware and email analysis, and it is very suitable to detect malware and protect your network. So for Fish tool, just go to your browser and click on search for fishtool.com. I actually have accounts. You can log in, create an account, but just in case you just want to follow, since there's a recording, you can always go back to the recording for you to understand. So go to your browser and search for fishtool.com. Please, are you all following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, we are following.
Thank you. So search for fishtool.com, then try Fish2 community, and you can sign up. So the email we want to use is this same email that Dr. Jeff sent to us. So you can just download the email, which is this. So on how to download it, go back to the email, then click this and download message. Can you see? So we have the message. Then go back to your Fish tool. Have you created an account, or I should just go ahead with the presentation? Go back to the recording. So choose a file, choose the file you want to analyze, the file you've downloaded, which is this. Then here is the results. But for some malicious email, it will actually show here. I think I have the screenshot. Yes, it will show you that the message is, this is the message, but in the message you surely see that no, this is not right. And one thing you should take note is of the reply to, like I mentioned earlier, the reply to must not be none. If the reply to is none, you should know that something is not right. The reply to supposed to be the same as the from, and if it is not the same, it should have the same server, something like Microsoft.com or OAU.com. Like it should be from same organization. If it is not, just know that something is not right with it. It must not be blank. So let's go back to analyzing this. It is okay. Everything about this is okay. Then check the received line, check the header, check the security. The security the attachments there. Actually, there's an attachment to this thing. I don't know why this app is not showing the attachment. Then check the message URL as well. So that is that about on how to use Fish tool. Okay, so for this, you can check the SPFF. The SPFF is a security protocol that you can use to prevent email. And using this, you have to ensure that the SPFF is actually passed, just like what we have here. because SPFF is a security protocol in email, and it is very, very important for your email to have SPFF check, because the SPFF is like something that the domain owner creates and tell the DNS record that, okay, this is actually coming from him. Do you understand? That is for the SPF. And for the DKIM, DKIM is an email authentication. Is an email authentication method that uses digital signature to verify the authenticity of an email. So if the DKIM for this screenshot is none, it's basically showing that the DNS record for the email did not verify the authenticity. So you have to be kind of like be suspicious that why the DKIM is none. And for the DMARC is an email authentication protocol as well. So if all these things are not passed, just like what we have here, you should know that something is not right with this email. Something is not. Stop it now. Yes, see that. You should know that something is not right with the email. The email is like a bit malicious, so you can do your further analysis before you move on with the email. So let's use the second tool. The second tool we have is MX Toolbox. So go to your browser and search for MX Toolbox. Then there's any need to download how to sign up for this, but I have it here. So just search. The example here is search for example.com. You can also search for IP address as well, but example.com to be sure if this has been blacklisted or not. So you can check for any domain name. So for this particular one, it has been blacklisted. So if you receive any email, check for the IP address and the domain name first. If the domain name has been blacklisted, there's no need to go ahead reading the email, because of course anything blacklisted, you know that it is coming from an hacker or an attacker that wants your money or wants to attack your email. So the next one here, okay, for this email, for this MX Toolbox, there are different functionality for it. You can use it to check the DMARC record as well, and there is a way to check the DMARC record yourself, just in case you don't want to use any tool, you want to read it yourself. There's a way to check it in your email. Just go through this is the DKIM signature, read it yourself. If it is actually from a malicious person, this place should actually be none. It won't be filled up like this. So just check everything yourself. And if you don't want to go through the reading the email content yourself, you can use a sandbox as well, like this. And you can use MX Toolbox as well to check the email head and also analyze header as well. So let's use it to analyze header. Let's go back to this same email. This same one, copy the header, then paste it here. Why that is I don't know why I'm unable to paste this thing. Okay. So then click on analyze header. So these are the results of your header. If the thing is actually from a malicious person, all displays won't be green, it will be red, and you yourself, and also all these SPF alignment, the DKIM alignment, everything will be none, or it should either be red instead of green. So that is that for MX Toolbox. The next box is abuse IPDP. To use abuse IPDP, like I mentioned earlier, you can use abuse IPDP to check the reputation of the IP address. And also another important thing is you can use it to check the location of the sender. So after verifying the location of the sender, you can just search the person hub that who is this person that is sending me email? Why is this person sending me email? After confirming the location. And I think after confirming the location, you can just be like, okay, people from this location are like this. So there's no need to go ahead with the email. Let me just abandon it and or delete it from your inbox. So for the abuse IPDP, just search for abuseipdp.com and search for the IP address you want to analyze. So this is the IP address you want to analyze, the 89. Please, are you following? Are we tired of this? Okay, thank you.
Just that we are not able to do the practice as you are doing it, but we are following.
You can do the practice. I will wait for you. I asked earlier that do you want me to wait for you? Should we do the practice together? We can do it together for you to understand it better. Because I actually want everyone to understand this thing.
Maybe
So
because
should
of
we
the
go
time,
back?
you send us the slide, we do it and get back to you.
All right, all right.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
you have the everything in the slide now.
Yes, everything is in the slide.
Let's have the slide so that we do it later because of time. A fẹ́ lọ rẹran ọdún.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Forget
have-
the invite to Abeya. I'm going
Today is critical.
Please don't forget to send our error. Thank
Ṣé
you.
bá dánjọ́ ọdún ni àṣìṣà? Ẹ má gbà mí.
It is wrong for us not to eat erodu from the two of
Yes,
them.
it's very, very wrong. We need more error. So let's move to the next two. Virus total. Virus total is very important for email analysis, as you can use it to scan your suspicion. If you are kind of like suspicious about any URL, let's say for this email we received from Dr. John, there are a lot of URL in it, and just be like, what is this URL for? Fine, there is something like Google Drive, there is YouTube, but you are still unsure of what the URL for. You just don't want to click on the URL just for you not to fall victim of a cyber attack. So just copy the URL, then search virus total on your browser and analyze the URL. So paste it on your browser. Just search for virustotal.com. You can actually use it without signing it, but it is better to sign it. So because of time, I won't be signing it. So just log in, then search for the URL to see if the URL is malicious or not. So VirusTotal will analyze it for you. Analysis in progress. And it will show you if there are some security vendors that flagged it malicious or not. So if there are not security vendor and you are still kind of like suspicious about the URL, then you can use another sandbox, which is anyrun.com. So sandbox is also important. It is like virus setter but an advanced virus setter. So this will show you everything about the URL before you click the URL in your email. So if the URL is malicious, this is what you will get. It might not necessarily be 53 vendors. There are some that might just be maybe a vendor or two vendors that have flagged it malicious. These are the vendors I'm talking about. But for this particular URL, the URL is clean. It is not malicious. So no vendor actually flagged it as malicious. But one thing you should know is that we shouldn't actually really rely on these tools, because for this particular analysis, I did it myself. So this particular file that I analyzed, I personally know that the file is malicious, but I still analyze the file because you can analyze file too. It's not necessarily to be URL. You can analyze file too on virus total. Just once you know the type of file you want to analyze, just go to your virus filter, then pick file instead of view arrow. So this particular file, I personally know that the file is malicious, but I used virus filter to scan the file and to perform analysis on the file. But to my surprise, virus filter shows me that no security vendors flag it malicious. So one thing I want to I'll kind of conclude on is don't rely on one tool. Use different tools for your analysis. So for the next one, you can, like I said earlier, use different tools for your analysis. So integrating these tools for your analysis will make your analysis more comprehensive and also will give you different ideas before you arrive at the conclusion that, okay, this is my result from my analysis. Using different tools will give you different interpretation of your analysis that, okay, when I use MX Toolbox, this is my result. But when I used virus data, this is what I got. So utilizing all these three tools for email threat analysis, you can use MX Toolbox to perform email header, and you can use abuse IPDP to extract the sender's IP and validate the reputation of the IP address. Use virus data to scan for malicious attachments. Meanwhile, Fish tool is an advance. You can use Fish tool for everything. Fish tool will scan the attachment, check the IP reputation, and also analyze the header for you. That is why Fish tool is kind of more advanced than the rest of the tools. So let's analyze a raw file. I think I've done this thing. We analyze this raw file. So there is no need to analyze any raw file again. I hope you all understand this particular one on how to analyze this raw file. So I think you can just move. For this particular one, I received the email sometimes ago, and I wanted to check if the email, it's like a practice something. A friend actually sent it to me that, okay, they want to know if I'm actually understand the email analysis or not. So for this particular one, we have about 6 senders. The email passed through 6 recipients before it got to mine. And one thing you should know is that the last received is actually the first recipient that received the email. So for this particular one, this last one, this 89.144.41 was the first person to receive it, while this one is the last person to receive it. And you might be wondering if this is also an IP address or not. Yes, this is an IP address. This is IPv6 IP address. I'm talking of this number 4, 5, and 3. They are IPv6 IP address, while the 1, 2 are IPv4 IP address. So for the sender's identity, I'm talking of this particular email. Because of time, I don't want to go back to this one and be analyzing it one by one again. So I have screenshotted one that prepared the presentation slide before I think of we can actually use a real life email that we all received together. So this email claims to be from Microsoft Teams. However, the domain in the from address, I said earlier, take note of from, the subject, the reply to, and the return part. They are all important while performing your behavioral analysis. Before you even use any sandbox, make sure you analyze the from at first. For this from, the email is from Microsoft Teams, but then the address is not from Microsoft Teams at all. The address is accessaccssecurity.com. It is not from Microsoft. If it is actually from Microsoft, it might be Microsoft Security Department.com. Then the subject is Microsoft account unusual sign-in activities. Then check the reply to. The reply to is also not Microsoft. So this gives you an idea that this email is malicious. Imagine the reply to for this one is solution team. So the solution team and the from, they are not the same at all. So just can come to a conclusion that what is going on? Why am I getting different from, different reply to, and the subject itself, something is wrong? So just delete the email from your inbox or ignore the email. So For the best practices for email security, sit down now. So sorry about that. They are like the best practices that you can use to mitigate and prevent yourself from falling a victim of email attack. And also as a security person, it shouldn't be like nice hearing it outside that I fall a victim of cyber attack or especially email after going through threat intelligence class from Dr. John. So make sure you use multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to an email account, and it's kind of like prevent it from an unauthorized access. So make sure you implement the use of multi-factor authentication for your email account. For those that in an organization regularly like regular trained employee is very very important. Train employee, educate employee on how to recognize phishing attempts and other email threats like we are doing now. This is like training employee of an organization. I'm sure if you receive a mail from your organization, you have to analyze it first and be sure before you click on it, because most attackers try to like send an emails to employees of an organization and pretend to be from HR or the CEO of such organization. So before you click on any link, just like analyze the email first. Is this actually from director or it's from attacker? Or is this actually from Dr. John? So analyze the email. That is like an importance of training employee. Once you train an employee, they'll be sure not to fall a victim of phishing attack. And also make use of advanced email filtering and security gateway. They are also important to block malicious email before even coming to your inbox. And also conduct regular audit and monitor logs. Like just go through your emails every time and be like, okay, why did I receive this thing? Then block such email from coming to your system. So by implementing all these security best practices and continuously testing your defenses, I'm sure that you are a security person, that you are part of like, let me say 10% of security person that can reduce the risk of email attack and also protect yourself and your organization from data breaches and reputational damages. So, in conclusion, make use of all the security best practices we talk about, and you can also do your research more to have an idea of what more security best practice to use. Thank you for your time and attention. And I really hope this has provided valuable insight into email security and how to perform your email analysis. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
Please confirm you can hear me. Do you all have any question?
Please, it's time for question. Thank you, Madam Azizat. Thank you for that wonderful class about email. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful class about how we can go about our email analysis to be sure that our mails, the mails we are receiving, are free from all this that people may want to use to exploit information from us. Thank you so much. So, is there any question from us? Please, if you have any question, because it was a super section with Azizat indeed. Please raise up your hand in case you have any question. Okay. So we are saying we are all good. You can see we even tested with Dr. John's email to know if Dr. John is trying to make use to hack our own account. I think very soon we'll be able to send some. Oh no, we won't do that. We won't do that because we are ethical hackers here. Oh my God. Madam Aziza, thank you for using that as.
One thing about cybersecurity is trust no one and always verify Like
Are you
principle
all
of zero
listening?
tolerance.
Trust no one. Oh
The
my
principle
God.
of zero tolerance.
So all entries must be checked. You must be very sure of who you are letting in into your territory. So it is very, very
Exactly.
important. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. So from since there is no question, okay, okay, Mr. Bamdele, you have a question?
Yes, there's a question for the last presenter.
Okay, please kindly make it brief. The floor is
Okay,
yours.
please, thank you for your presentation. I want to confirm if is it only, are there online tools for email scan, or they are like virtual boxes, or these other tools? Are all the tools online, or there are other tools that are not online that can scan or to check email? Thank
Madam Aziza, please help us answer Mr. Bamidele. Okay,
Thank
okay, all right, okay. Let's have that.
thank you for that question. Yes, we have online tools, and like I said,
But should
we
I?
behavioral analysis. So for your
Ifeoluwa,
behavior,
please just calm down. Let us attend to that question, then we'll come back to yours. I can see you are raising up your hand. Madam Azizat, so please you can carry on.
okay, so we have a lot of online tools, and there is behavioral analysis. Behavioral analysis is you performing the analysis yourself. Like I said earlier, do I need to share my screen again? Like what we did earlier with Dr. John's email,
Okay.
you perform analysis on the header yourself without even using any online tools. Wait, can you see my screen, please? Like go to the message,
Yes, we can.
check the header. This is the header. I said the from, the to, the subject, they are all important in your analysis. Like this is us just like verifying it ourselves without even using any online tools. So let me show you a malicious link, a malicious email that I know. Where is it?
Okay.
Let's see. Come, let me stop sharing to look for it. Sorry, please let me stop sharing to look for the.
All right. Okay.
Because without checking, if I feel like we relying on tools is kind of like there is a way attackers also modify the incoming emails because they know that one thing about attackers is they try to think ahead of wherever they are sending their, well, they try to think ahead of their victim. So one thing about it is they can modify the email that, okay, even if it passed through the sandbox might not identify it as malicious. Like what I shared earlier with the malicious file I checked in with virus total. I know that the file is actually malicious, but I used virus total. Let me just understand this thing. And virus total flag that, oh, no security vendor flag this thing as malicious. And I personally know that this thing is malicious. So that is one thing about security tools that we shouldn't rely on it. I'm still looking for this particular email. Where is it?
Madam, you can maybe send that to the group chat once you're able
Okay,
to,
okay.
because I
I
think we
will
have
do that.
other questions. I think somebody was raising her hands. Okay, Shimlo. Okay,
So
all right.
in conclusion, you can use your behavioral thinking to check if the email is malicious or
Or
not
not.
without relying on any security tools. I think I found the.
Thank you. Okay, you found. Okay. Are you sharing it now or we go
Yes,
ahead?
there's just like
All right.
show. This is it. Okay, so this is the content of the email. I think it's even in my screenshot. This is the from of the email, and the subject of the email is Microsoft account activities. So they are not the same at all. Fine. The attackers were trying to modify it that the email is from Microsoft accounting. So they purposely like put it there that it's from Microsoft accounting. But checking the DNS of the email, it is not from Microsoft accounting at all. And also the reply to is also not from Microsoft. So these are like the things you need to understand. So for the Dr. John's email that we checked, the reply to and the from, they had the same. This is the reply to. So here is how to like perform your own analysis any without relying on any this thing, any security tools. So do you like understand it now, Mr. Olapo? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Shimlo, somebody raised up. Is there any question again?
Okay, so this is like a question. Can you recommend good software for email analysis? The softwares are I slide. We have Virus Total. Because all these softwares has their own functionality. Virus Total is mainly used for scanning URL in your email. So if there's like any URL in your email, before you click on the URL, copy the URL, then analyze it with Virus Total. And if it is only the header you want to analyze, you can use MX Toolbox for that. And for the IP address in your email, use Abuse IP address to confirm if the IP address has been blacklisted or not. So we have different tools. Everything are in my slide, so you can just check them out.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for that detailed response to our questions. Is there any other question before we go to the last agenda, which is a recap / wrap up of what? Okay. All right. when when the boss has a question. Okay, we still have a section. Oh, okay. Perform. That's true. Perform threat intelligence on Windows and domain. So, all right. Since there's no question again, let's go to the next agenda. Oh, sorry about that. The last